Today we'll be going over every single planner that I've had since the year 2018. First of all, very quickly jumping into this video, we go with my 2018 bullet journal, i.e. I was 14 years old and really tried hard, as you can see, with all these fantastic spreads that I really actually never used, which, you know, is typical, I think, for anyone who tries to start a bullet journal, especially as a kid. This Instagram art tracker thing actually is useful and I use it to this day. But everything else I really didn't use, and the bullet journal system just didn't work for me. No matter how much the inner artist and stationery addict inside me wanted it for it to work, it just did not work, unfortunately. I really did like my weekly spreads that I ended up doing. Even I back then knew that I wasn't able to keep up with all the fanciness. So I did this really simple one that actually turned out pretty nice, except, I don't know, I just couldn't do it, that sort of thing. But you know, I tried. I really did. As you see, I got to February. This YouTuber channel thing that you just saw there, that also is really helpful and I use it to this day. But I did go back to try and do it again a few times, as you will end up seeing, but it just didn't work. As you can see, this notebook ended up turning into miscellaneous notes, and ended up using it as like a brain dump, like scheduling system. As you can see, I have my grade checker down here that I put in twice, but then also just this random calendar that I got because I don't use a calendar. Now I bought one for this coming year, 2023, but I just randomly did this. It was like a messy, doesn't care if it ends up being bad kind of thing. I put my school timetable there for a bit, that sort of thing, and I redid the style of this weekly spread out because I really liked how it turns out, especially with the colours. And I did do it temporarily, especially in that weird in-between break when you're buying a new planner. And then this is my essay planning. As I said, I used this planner for literally everything. So you can see I did my essay planning here, a lot of essay plans because I did it again the next year. Some more planning for like presents and things like that, just there. Again, anything miscellaneous because I was just using this notebook up. Costume planning, as I said, literally planning anything I could because, you know, this was a nice book, and also, you know, more essay planning. This is like the next year, I'm pretty sure. So this is now like, yeah, this is the planning for 2020 and 2021 holidays, Christmas holidays. It was like a bullet journal, but just for those holidays. You can see I have a little to-do list of what I'm going to do that month, like the December and January for the holidays. So you can see I did the set out and did not use it. And then I did the same kind of like weekly spread, but for the month, the 2 months there. And you can see I planned what I was going to do to have maximum productivity that holidays. And then this year, I'm pretty sure, I think I did it very briefly, but it just did not work out because I tried and I was trying to be cool, but it just didn't work. And I knew it wasn't going to work and I tried, but I was like, you know, this notebook is literally on its last legs. There's a few pages left and I can't be bothered to use it up, so this thing's just going into storage, you know, just where I keep my used up notebook. So that's just me, 2018. First attempt. Now, the next attempt was 2020. I just got a random planner that I got from Officeworks, and I decorated the front with just homemade stickers. And seeing that it was quarantine, I did actually use this pretty well, seeing as we were stuck inside all day, but I did it to track like my school stuff. I used the timetable thing that it had provided for my 2 semester timetables in there, and all these other details I tried to use but didn't really. I mean, who really uses these? It also ended up very much being a notebook, as in I would open it to a random blank page and write random notes, as you will soon see. As you see, I just did random drawings, more drawings. These are the first 3 weeks that no one really uses because it's the holidays. Again, more drawings. As I said, I'll just open it to a random page and just write down random notes. As you can see here, I start it when school starts, so this is a lot of like notes. As you can see, I do actually use a planner a lot. Usually there's like fluctuations of me using it a lot during a few weeks and then not at all for like 2 weeks and then back again. Here got some blank sheets. This is the Instagram and YouTube tracker and my grades list again that I had from another failed bullet journal actually, and I just took out the pages and put them in here. So they just stayed as like a little bookmark as I was using the planner. As you can see, I've got the little grade trackers there, my YouTube, like where I track views and subs and Instagram likes and that sort of thing on my art channel. And as we just keep going, you just see my plannings. I actually quite like this one because you can open to a random page and you can see the chaos that I was thinking that week. Year 9 was year 10. This was year 10, 2020, geez. Was the first year I was really going at my schoolwork. So I was doing a lot of planning. As you can see, I wasn't using it that much in these days, probably because, again, we were in quarantine, but I still use it a lot for like due dates for school and stuff like that. And you can see at some point I just go in and use it as a random notebook and literally write down the most random notes, or like what I'm going to do when I go out shopping next, or something like that, because yeah, or just random doodles. I remember these doodles very well. I go through, see I've really blocked out science tests, you can see, And then once again, I go back into it a bit. We must have gone back to school because this was the year we had lockdowns on and off. But as you can see, more random notes. I think this is a to buy list, like when we go out of quarantine, what can I go and buy kind of list. So, and a bunch of receipts for when I ended up going out shopping when we got released from lockdown. And again, a bunch of Blockbuster pages because I probably wasn't into it, and a bunch of sticky notes with homework to-do lists. I miss those days, not really, but the nostalgia of homework is what I'm doing. Again, more random lists. This is a very interesting planner because it really just has a lot of random things. Although the next year is somehow worse. I'm not too sure how, but it does get worse, trust me. Again, just more and more, I guess, weekly to-dos and random notes. What month is this? September. So yeah, probably lockdown. And then we go back into it. More things, more and more things. Just average using, but mostly writing down notes. I hadn't worked out a proper, like, how to use a planner the most productively, for me at least. At this point, it was just me writing down random notes and on the pages that I didn't really use and were the most blank, and then me writing like, oh, today I have a test and this is when my assignment is due kind of thing. So I didn't really use it necessarily to its full potential, but I also had lockdown to blame for this year and also next year. Buy a new diary was on that thing, and that one was dead. It was also a very random planner that I picked up, and during the year I was suffering because I was like, I need to buy a really cool planner. So the 2021 one, again, it's another Officeworks one, but I mostly chose this one due to the inside because it had very specific like sections for the weekdays. So as you can see, the first few months I didn't have anything. The first week I had to spaz it up. But you can see I had the little sections for each page. So I had like a to-do list and reminders on the side for the weekly spread. But that was the main reason I used it, because I was like, I need like some to-do list space, which I ended up improving on further for the next year. But so this year I just kind of used this planner. Again, we had some lockdowns in this year, so it gets quite empty, and I do write random notes, as you will see throughout the thing. I don't use it for a lot of it, actually. A lot of like random doodles and random to-do lists. You can see that, yeah, look at that. It's beautiful, isn't it? So you can see I'm kind of trying to do the remind this handwriting really. We've got a lot of nothing there. That was my birthday week. As you can see, aggressively I've written down literally nothing for ages. This would have been the holidays, I presume, so there wouldn't have been much to do there, so I didn't really use it in the holidays. Nowadays I use my planner even in the holidays because I'm a very busy person. But again, nothing, although this is when school should have started, so I don't know why I haven't used it. Probably quarantine, I want to say. Yes, I just must have had it as I did a math here. Don't ask me why there's maths. Maths continues to appear in this book for some reason. More like math tests coming up, more maths. Evidently, the math test was coming up. And a lot of homework. I think I used the to-do list section to write my homework. A lot more physics work, that's nice. And a lot more nothing, as you can see. So I really did not use this. I feel like if you're in quarantine, you would have just known when your tests were, that sort of thing. Even at school, I suppose. I don't really know. Nowadays, I couldn't live without a planner, so I don't really know what 2021 me was thinking here. But I guess I didn't need a planner that much, or who knows. Here's me trying to work out, I'm pretty sure, what my next planner is going to need, because I'm thinking I need to cater this to my exact thing. And also the stationery lover inside me is going like, I need to know exactly what type of planner I'm going to get and all the cool stuff and the sticky notes and notepads. And I was dying because I was like, I need to know. So I really did not use this one as much. Here we've got the grade tracker thing again that I had ever since the first one. As you can see, just where I mark down my test grades and my Instagram and YouTube trackers as well. Those I actually ended up transferring to my Notion, actually, instead of having it in my planner. So that's the way that is. So this is the last planner that I have the trackers in. And I do my grade trackers as well on Notion and all that. You've got my timetable, the little thing. And then that's about it for the 2021 planner. Very interesting. Now this is a Muji 2022 weekly planner. As you can see, I decorated the front with some stickers. And I just have a thing for physics there. This is a very nice planner. I really like it. Except the fact that halfway through, I gave into my stationery addiction urges and bought a whole new planner, as you will see, and I ended up using it later for like very specific planning, or if I wanted to micro plan. But when I did use it, I actually really did use it a lot, and I really liked the set out of it. If I wasn't as addicted to stationery to buy new things and have things fancy, then I probably would have used this till the end. But it is very nice. I like the cover and the structure of it. The only thing is it didn't have space for a weekly, but since the things are so long, I do divide it up in the end to have little sections. But as you can see, I use it very minimalistically anyways. I just write down what I'm doing that day or what's coming up kind of thing. And I do, this was in year 11, so this is when I was starting. No, this is 2022, sorry, this is year 12. This is the last year. This is this year, Jesus. So I'm really going on to try and keep up to date with homework because I know I was going to be slumped by it by, you know, all my science subjects. I say I use this a lot, but turns out I didn't. I don't know why exactly I stopped doing it for the first few months of school, which I feel like would be the time where you would mostly use it. But you can see I really popped off here in May. I don't know why I was extra busy in these weeks, but I guess I just really got into it. I cannot tell you for the life of me why I stopped doing it in those first few months, but I guess I'm back, although only for a little bit, because literally like in June, so we're coming up to June now in the planner, I bought the new one. So whoopsies. So I guess I really popped off with my planning, and then I decided to get a whole new one because I was really going into it. So RIP this planner, but it is a very nice one, especially if you're someone who's very simple. It is a very nice planner. So as you can see, there's nothing because I got a new planner. Unfortunately, I didn't really use it that much in these months because obviously I had a whole new planner, as I will quickly show you here. It is the Travelers company one, so you can like adjust and customize the stuff inside, but I'll go back to that in a second. So just finishing off this one from Muji. I did use it very mildly during the holidays, especially to like revise for the practice exams. As you can see, this is me planning very aggressively, like what I'm doing every day, because it's a little bit bigger than the Travelers company one. So, and I have my little sticky notes of exactly what I'm doing every single day as my little to-do lists, and then the general overview of what I was doing that day there in the holidays. And I did that again for exam period. No, I did not actually. That was the practice exam period. I get it so mixed up. But you can see those highlighted sections of my exam, practice exams that I was doing for that month that I was revising for in those holidays. And then I did not use it again because I had my other planner going on. So just a bunch of blank stuff. A shame because I really did like this planner. And the pages are really nice. As you can see, the grade tracker is there, but I didn't end up using it. Same with the Instagram and YouTube thing. But this is when I transferred it to Notion because it was just a lot easier to update on. And so I think, and also because I could put it into graphs. So yeah, very good paper. It was very thick paper. The markers didn't bleed or anything. And the cover was really nice. The integrity of it, really nice. But unfortunately, not for me. So as I said, this was the Travelers Company journal. This is the personal size, like the big one. And inside I just have the sticky note insert here for different types of sticky notes where I put notes and stuff, but I don't have space to put it inside. And then I have just a blank one that it comes with, the blank insert, and then also the undated weekly journal thing, the green one there. It's the only ones I really have in there. I also have a sketchbook insert, but I don't have it inside it unless I go specifically traveling or out and I want a sketchbook. In here I just have some papers attached of like notes, story notes, and in this blank notebook I write notes for my stories, my writing that I do, and like chapter outlines and law and stuff like that, and just stories, and also just lists, notes, anything. Here's just a little design plan, some lists for the packing list, some story lists, some painting plans, drawing plans, that sort of thing. TikTok plans. Whoops. I had a bunch of like Goreturbo and OC prompts that I didn't really end up doing, but I'm probably still going to draw anyways. An OC master list just to get my brain jogging if I have to think about them. And then here at the back I've got some YouTube planning kind of stuff, like video scripts planning or like topics to cover while I'm talking in a YouTube video, as well as just a bunch of other like writing stuff for OC backstories and things that happen in my OC's lives and story making. This is really a notebook that I put literally anything down, just kind of like mostly content creation as in story creation stuff specifically. A lot of content creation planning goes on my Notion, which is a bit more complex. I use this planner in conjunction with my Notion, so it's very like conjoined. This is the yearly overview, which actually was pretty useful for like extra days because it is undated. I have to specifically write down the dates and stuff like that. So if I haven't written down the dates yet, then I don't know where to put a thing that's happening in a few months. So I had to put it into the yearly planner. So when I go and make the new week, I just quickly check the yearly planner to see what I need to add in. So yes, you can see this undated weekly spread out from the Travelers Company has one page that's completely blank for spare notes, and the other side has the actual thing. You fill in the month and then the dates. And I split up the weekly thing to have my classes and what classes I have frees in, so I could do homework in, and what to do in said homework free, so I can actually get stuff done and not mess around with friends, unfortunately. although sometimes I did fold and did nothing. And I have like a bunch of homework lists, as you can see, chapters to do that I have to do and stuff like that. Most of them are ticked off because I did do my homework eventually. And you can see I really did use this planner a lot more than, I guess, the other ones where there's a bunch of random blank pages. I actually use this like every day. And as I said, like to this day, I can't think about not using my planner at all. The only times where it's a bit empty like this, as you can see, this is the exam period where I used the other planner to micro plan my days. But this is a era of actual exam revision. So you can see it is very messy and complex with a bunch of to-do lists. And this is blank because it's the actual exam period. So I'm not, doing anything. It's just called revising and just revising for one subject. So I don't have to plan for that. So you can see it's the exam week again and the exam week again. But now I'm free. I actually made this little calendar thing for my exam revision. So I know exactly what to revise for that day. This was actually really useful and also useful to see like when my exams were visually. And then this is the current week from when I filmed it. As you can see, I haven't crossed anything out. And then also these blank undated pages, as you can see. And that's my traveler's journal. So thanks for joining me in this journey in planners and my diaries. And hopefully you guys find a system that benefits you.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Just here to remind you to subscribe like the rest of your favorite YouTubers. I think it'll be real neat if I sped run 69 million followers. Just saying.